Have you ever stopped to think about the power that exists within your own mind? The human brain is one of the most complex and mysterious machines in the universe, and yet, few truly know how to use it. Few realize that in every thought, every emotion, every mental image, there is a creative force shaping the reality around you. Napoleon Hill discovered this secret over a century ago, and he stated it clearly. Whatever the human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But for most people, that phrase never leaves the page. It becomes a beautiful quote, but not a daily practice. Because the truth is that the brain does not obey those who merely wish. It obeys those who decide. And deciding is much more than wanting. Deciding is making an internal commitment to a new frequency, a new identity, a new destiny. Your brain is like a faithful servant, but it can also be a tyrant when it isn't guided. It does what you allow. It executes the commands you repeat, consciously or unconsciously. And the problem is that, since childhood, we've been programmed with the wrong commands, with beliefs of scarcity, fear of failure, guilt for wanting more. The brain has learned to associate success with suffering, wealth with guilt, growth with pain. And until you change the mental code that governs it, it will keep taking you to the same places, with the same people, through the same cycles. It all begins with a simple realization. You are not your brain. You are the consciousness that observes it. You are the silent voice behind the thoughts, and it is that consciousness that must take command. Imagine your mind as a wild horse. If you don't tame it, it drags you in any direction, through impulses, fears, and old habits. But when you learn to hold the reins, when you learn to speak its language, the impossible becomes possible. The brain works through repetition and emotion. What you repeat, it records. What you feel intensely, it turns into truth. That's why it's not enough to say, "I want to win." You must feel victory as if it has already happened. You must visualize every day and with conviction the life you want to live, until the brain accepts that new image as reality. Napoleon Hill studied men like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Andrew Carnegie, and he noticed they all shared one common trait: a trained mind. They didn't let their thoughts wander aimlessly. They controlled their emotions, their words, their inner images. They lived in a mental state of certainty, even when circumstances seemed to contradict everything. And this is where most people fail, because they want to change their life without changing their mind. You want to conquer the external without mastering the internal. But the brain only obeys coherence. If your thoughts say one thing and your emotions say another, it doesn't know what to do, so it returns to the old pattern. That's why the first step to mastering the brain is to align thought and feeling, to think with faith and feel with truth, to say "I can" and vibrate as someone who already has, to visualize victory and give thanks for it even before it happens. The brain is a servant of the heart. It does not create on its own. It executes emotional orders. When you feel fear, the brain activates chemical responses that make you retreat. When you feel faith, the brain releases energy and focus. Emotion is the fuel of thought, and that's why Hill said, "Faith is the elixir that gives life to thought." Without faith, thought is just noise. With faith, it becomes a creative command. You must understand, every thought you repeat, every emotion you nurture, is shaping the structure of your brain, reinforcing neural connections, training your body to react the same way. So if every day you complain, if every day you say, "I can't," "I'm not lucky," "this isn't for me," your brain records that as a command. It believes you, and it will work to keep that true. But if every day you affirm with conviction, "I command my mind. I am the creator of my reality. I choose to prosper. I choose to win," then the brain reorganizes itself. It creates new connections. It begins to search in the physical world for evidence that confirms these new beliefs. And that's when the miracle happens. When the internal and external align, the impossible dissolves. Life begins to respond. The right people appear. Opportunities emerge. Ideas bloom out of nowhere. But nothing is random. It's the brain finally obeying the command of consciousness. But remember, the mind does not bow overnight. It must be trained like a muscle. It needs consistency, discipline, and vigilance. Watching your thoughts is like tending a garden. Every day, you must pull out the weeds. Every day, you must plant something new. And you can start now. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say out loud, "I am the commander of my mind." Repeat it with faith until the words stop being just sound and become truth. Because when you believe, the brain obeys. When you believe, the energy shifts. And when the energy shifts, the world changes. You don't need luck. You need direction. You don't need strength. You need focus. The brain obeys what is clear, direct, and emotionally charged. So stop sending mixed signals. Stop doubting one day and believing the next. Stop wishing and fearing at the same time. That's like pressing the brake and the accelerator at once. Decide, declare, determine, and act as someone who has already won. Napoleon Hill said that success begins in the invisible, in the thought you silently repeat, in the feeling you nurture when no one is watching. Because it is there, within, that destiny is shaped, and the brain is merely the instrument that turns that destiny into fact. Do you want to change your life? Then change what you think about yourself. Change the way you speak about yourself. Change what you accept as possible, because the brain will believe everything you tell it. If you say you are limited, it will prove it. If you say you are infinite, it will reveal the paths. If you say you are blessed, it will open doors. If you say you are a victim, it will create prisons. The brain is not your enemy. It is your mirror. It reflects exactly what you most often repeat. And the question is, what have you been repeating lately? What are the stories you tell yourself when you're alone? Are those stories freeing you or imprisoning you? Are they empowering you or sabotaging you? Because the mind can only follow one script. If you don't write your own, it will follow the old one. So today, write a new mental script. Visualize a new chapter. Affirm new truths, and repeat them until the brain has no choice but to obey. You are not here by accident. If this message reached you, it's because a part of you has already decided to awaken, has already decided to take command, has already decided that the mind will no longer be a prison, but a bridge to freedom. From today on, walk with awareness. Observe every thought. Correct, replace, bless. Transform your brain into an ally, not an executioner. And when fear comes, look at it and say, "You no longer rule me." When doubt comes, say, "I am greater than you." When the inner voice tries to sabotage you, smile and repeat, "I command my mind, and it obeys me." And little by little, you will see the impossible bow before your faith. You will see life open up along paths that once seemed locked. You will see the brain become a loyal servant, working tirelessly to materialize what you sustain in thought. Remember, the brain does not understand no. It understands image, emotion, and repetition. So imagine what you want, feel what you want, repeat what you want, and the rest will come. Napoleon Hill said that the man who masters his mind can master anything, and you were born to master. Not others, not the world, but yourself, because the one who conquers his own mind conquers all destinies. So close this video with a decision. From today on, I command my mind, and everything that exists within it will obey me. Stop. Take a deep breath. Feel the power vibrating within you right now. That power is not in a book, not in a master, not in a hidden secret. It is inside your mind, inside your faith, inside your consciousness. Everything you need is already there, waiting for a command, waiting for you to awaken, waiting for you to say with conviction, "I take control of my mind, and nothing else controls me." From this day on, you are no longer a victim of the thoughts that weaken you. You are no longer a prisoner of the beliefs that hold you back. You are no longer a slave to fear, doubt, procrastination, or guilt. You are the commander, and the brain is merely the tool, a divine machine created to serve your will. So stand up. Decide now. Feel the power of I can, the weight of I decide, and the strength of I already am. Because when you truly believe, the entire universe reorganizes itself to serve you. Life does not respond to the words you say. It responds to the energy you emit, and your energy is born from the thoughts you choose to sustain. So choose wisely. Choose with faith. Choose with courage. Choose to think big. Choose to think positive. Choose to think of God, of abundance, of victory, of peace, of prosperity. The brain will obey. The universe will respond, and life will blossom before your eyes. Napoleon Hill said that success is a state of mind, and when the mind aligns with faith, when thought aligns with action, when emotion aligns with intention, everything falls into place. There is no block that can resist. There is no obstacle that can remain. There is no dream that can stay distant. You no longer need to wait for a sign. You are the sign. You are living proof that divine power dwells within the human being. And it awakens when you believe, when you act, when you decide to no longer live small. Believe this. You were created in the image and likeness of the Creator, and the Creator does not make mistakes. He gave you mind, power, word, and will, the 4 keys that open every door in the universe. Use them, not to complain, but to create. Not to fear, but to transform. Not to survive, but to conquer. Each day when you wake up, say to yourself, my brain obeys me. My thoughts serve me. My mind works in my favor. And watch how, little by little, everything around you begins to change. Health improves. Energy rises. Luck appears. Doors open. The right people draw near. Because the brain is the transmitter of your faith, and faith is the most powerful frequency that exists. So before you leave this video, declare with power, I command my mind, and it obeys me. Repeat it until it becomes the most natural sound within you. Repeat it until fear loses its voice. Repeat it until the impossible bows before your certainty. And when silence arrives, close your eyes and feel it. You are not alone. There is a divine force guiding you, a greater purpose leading you, a destiny of greatness awaiting you. All the universe asks is that you believe. Believe with your heart. Believe with your soul. Believe until the brain has no choice but to obey. Because when the mind bows before faith, man becomes invincible. If this message resonated with you, like this video and write in the comments, I command my mind. Share it with someone who needs to awaken, and subscribe to the channel to continue this journey of awareness and power. Because your transformation doesn't begin tomorrow, it begins now, and the first step is to make your brain obey you.